Hey folks, this is Sam. We're going to be looking at fake warnings and how to resolve them for real. So when you're working in Power BI and you go to close and apply the data changes you've made, sometimes you're going to be hit with some incomprehensible and nonsensical warnings. So here we go. We have a bunch of them, and it's important to scroll through them in case we see one that is real. So let's look at this, right? There's 5 tables that are telling us that they're not working. And how do we get beyond this? This was probably the biggest blocker I had when I started learning Power BI, was just how to deal with these errors and what they meant. To deal with this, well, first off, we're going to be writing down in our heads right now just the list of the tables that are problematic, and then we're going to go see if they're really problematic. So let's look at the rooms table first. So I'm going to close this, go right back into Power Query, and I'm going to go to my room query. Now here I've disabled the background processing, so I don't want Power BI and Power Query to always be processing everything at the same time. So that just means that as a caveat, I have to click refresh, once in a while. So I'm going to click refresh and see if there's any errors. There's no errors. If there would be an error, it would pop up right here. It would kind of tell me in which step the error was and so forth. In here, there's no errors. So it was a fake error that it gave to us earlier. So how do we fix this, right? How do we get beyond these kind of hallucinated errors? The answer is, first off, you need to select a table that's going to properly load. Very quick and easy one is the BIM document, because it's such a small table. And once any of your tables have loaded, I could have done it earlier, but once any of your tables have loaded, you're going to go here under refresh preview, say refresh all, and you don't need to wait, right? You don't need to wait 10 minutes or anything. You can right away click close and apply. So when it was giving those hallucinatory errors, it's because there was some sort of weird mistake it was doing, because it was looking at old data and new data or something like that. And the way to fix it is to recalculate all of the tables. So you don't want to do this just for fun. You only do this when Power BI is hallucinating and is going to redo the entire data process from scratch. It's going to take longer than if you just had applied the data, but is going to go over those hallucinations completely. Okay, so our data loaded properly. There was no snags. Now, how often are you going to encounter this? In my experience, it's like once every month or two. Now, I go into Power Query multiple times a day. So I'd say it's almost like a 1% chance that there's this kind of data corruption hallucination in there. So you're not going to see it very often, especially if you make a data model and it just works, right? It's going to work. You're not going to need to go back into Power Query every day and mess around. That's more a research and development problem. But with that being said, it's completely terrifying when you see all of these warnings and you're like, what's going on here? How am I going to fix this? Give this a twirl if you encounter the situation, and I hope it allows you to fix it. Now, there are some new options I noticed in the latest updates where we can refresh the schema and data, the schema, or just the data. So maybe some of these new options will allow us to step over this hurdle. But let me know if you found other ways to resolve this issue or any kind of variation on this issue that you've encountered. All right, thanks so much. Have a great day. Cheers.